Okay, what we're looking at here is the Minneapolis Moline sp168 self-propelled combine. They were built in the late 50s, very early 60s, and it was one of the last combines that Minneapolis made before the white purchase, and then they started using cockshut combines painted Moline colors. And on these combines, they have what they call the power flow drive, and I'm not 100% sure what all that consists of, but it it's a variable speed that allows you to, within any gear that you put it in, because there's the transmission there. Any gear you put it in, you get a range of speed, so you can slow up or speed down, uh, speed up or slow down as the crop dictates. And it's got a Melrow pickup on it, which was the thing to have for many years. Um, One of the nice things about these combines is that long lever right there is actually a dual function lever, because if you push it this way or push it that way, you'll speed up or slow down. And if you rock it side to side, you'll actually lift and lower the header. So you only had to have your hand on one control to do most of your functions. I believe that's the thresher engage right next to the platform there, and the throttle is right next to the seat. And for their time, they were a pretty good combine. A little on the antiquated side compared to what was coming down the line very shortly after these were brought out by the company. It's not a lot different from the combine that they were building before this one. Mainly the improvements were operator station. Otherwise, the threshing unit is very similar. There's the serial number. Yeah, it's got a fair number of chains right here on this side. One thing always about chain drives, you almost have to change the chains out every year if you're doing any great deal of work with it. And you always got to pay attention to the teeth, because if they get too much of a hook, well, then the chain wants to start climbing the teeth, and if it climbs too bad, it'll throw the chain off. And if the chain gets in too poor shape, it'll just straight bust. But when they get real wore out, the side to side slack gets really bad, and they'll wobble back and forth. These sprockets don't look too terrible. There's still a little bit of flat left on them. They're not all pointy. If they're pointy, they're definitely shot, but most people try to get them replaced before that. Sprockets for something like this, you're kind of running what you got. Otherwise, you got to kind of make something. This is the return elevator. Anything that didn't get thrashed properly, that gets caught in the back of the sieve, gets brought up here and put back through the cylinder to get it thrashed again. There's a few more chains down here to worry about. And then you got these goofy ones with the long links. That one's got quite a bit of slop in it. I guess I don't know what this run for an engine, but some of them run Some of the Moline combines run Continental, I think, engines, and some of them run their own engines. It depended on the application and the horsepower they were looking for. Because some of the real old ones, especially the pull types, would use the same engine as a Z, and the Z's were only 35-ish horsepower. So I mean, it wasn't a lot. You'd be a little short on horsepower to drive the thing plus run it. And then most of the Moline engines were kind of too big and too heavy to put on a combine this size. I mean, they were real good for building lots and lots of power units, but it just wasn't handy enough for something like this. It's not much of a gauge cluster on there, but that's about all you needed when these things were brand new. There's the shifter sticking out through the floor, a brake for each wheel, and then a clutch. So, these were quite the thing when they were brand new. And I don't know. But anyways, that is my walk around of an sp168. Thank you. Bye-bye.